Hiya, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a shrink plastic keyring that will be perfect for Mother's Day. So to start off with, you're going to need some shrink plastic. I'm using the frosted shrink plastic. I usually use white shrink plastic because the colours and everything just turn out so much more brighter. But the shops didn't have any, so I'm using frosted for now. Okay, so I'm going to place this on a white bit of paper. I just prefer to do that so I can actually see what I'm doing properly. So you can see the colours nicely. And we're going to draw out a few charms. Just remember with shrink plastic it does shrink down quite a bit, so you're going to want it like at least twice as big as you want the charm. And for this I'm just going to use Sharpie pens, and I'm going to draw a flower with the words "This Mum belongs to," and then I'm going to make a little charm for each of my sisters with our names on it. And it's going to be a nice little gift. So you can use coloured pencils for this as well. Just remember when they shrink the colours get a lot darker, so you don't want to use colours that are too dark straight away. Next you're going to take a hole punch and put a hole in the top of the charm you just done. You don't have to do a flower, you can do anything you want. Now just get a normal pair of scissors and we're going to cut around the edge of the charm, and then we're going to shrink it. So just be careful when you do this. You don't want any sharp corners, because when it shrinks it will be even sharper. So try use rounded edges. And you want to do your other charms at the same time. Okay, so now we're going to shrink them. So I'm going to use this not a shrink tool, a heat tool. So I'm just going to blow on the shrink plastic and it will curl up. You can also put them in the oven. There will be instructions on the back of the package that tell you how to do that. But when I've only got a couple of charms, I just end up using my heat tool. If I'd done a whole big batch, then I'd probably just put them in the oven. So you want to heat them up until they've all shrunken down and they've gone flat. Then if they're still slightly curvy, you might want to put something heavy on them just for a few seconds while it cools down, and that will make it perfectly flat. And you've got a nice little plastic charm. Because as it shrinks it gets thicker as well. And that's why we put the hole punch in beforehand, because if you'd done it now you'd actually need some sort of drill. Next you're going to need some clear embossing ink and powder, and this is just to coat the top of it. So it's like a nice shiny coat and it's all protected. So we're going to put the ink on top of your charm, and then usually you're going to sprinkle on the embossing powder, but I just shove it in the pot face down. I just put it in the pot because otherwise I just get it everywhere. And I brush it off the back because you don't want it on the back. Then you just heat it up with the heat tool. When you first put the powder on, it will look kind of fuzzy, but as it heats up it goes clear, and it also protects obviously the design you've done. So you want to do this with every charm. And it went blurry there, but as you can now. Then all that's left to do is to attach it to a keychain using a couple of jump rings. Obviously a jump ring for each charm, which unfortunately for some reason the footage for that got lost. And that's what it looks like. And the great thing about these as well, if your mum ends up having more kids after, if you're the youngest and then she ends up having another one, you can just make an extra charm and add them on. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, bye!